We begin tonight with developing breaking news we are following out of Daytona.
We want to warn you, this video of a wreck in the final lap of the Daytona 500, it's graphic.
Take a look at it here. You saw it right here on WFXR, a terrifying crash right at the finish line. There it goes, of the Daytona 500. Contact sent Ryan Newman's car airborne and eventually onto its roof. Ryan Blaney's bumper caught the back end of Newman's car, sending him hard into the wall before his car flipped.
Another car then hit Newman's driver's side, sending the car skidding across the finish line in flames. Crews put the fire out quickly and got Newman to a hospital. We actually just got word that a statement has been released from the Newman family about Ryan Newman's condition. It was read aloud minutes ago. Take a listen to this.
He's been transported to Halifax Medical Center, undergoing further treatment and evaluation. We've been in continual dialogue with the race team and Ryan's family, and on behalf of Roush Racing, they've asked us to read a statement to give you an update, and the statement reads as follows. Ryan Newman is being treated at Halifax Medical Center. He's in serious condition, but doctors have indicated his injuries are non-life-threatening. We appreciate your thoughts and prayers and ask that you respect the privacy of Ryan and his family during this time. We appreciate your patience and cooperation and will provide more information as it becomes available. That's the end of the statement. And then certainly on our behalf, we're going to continue to work with the race team and Ryan's family to support them in any way we can. We'd ask that you respect their privacy, and going forward, we'll provide updates as we can, but at this time, our thoughts are with Ryan and his family.
Well, there you have it. Not very clean, that feed there, because this is breaking news. We're assembling it all very quickly on the fly here. Sports Director Jermaine Farrell joins us now. Jermaine, that is the news we were all hoping to hear.
Yes.
And the three words there, non-life-threatening injuries.
And that's really the big thing. I mean, when we hear this, I mean, and we see it, and all these things rush to our minds, and we think about what's going on, what's happening. But when we hear that news, I mean, it definitely is such a blessing to hear that, when we can hear non-life-threatening injuries.
When so many people reaching out on social media, Twitter, Facebook, you name it, sending up hope and prayers for the Newman family, because so many people are invested in them as human beings, not just as race car drivers, and they also think about the families they have at home.
Yeah, and that's the thing about NASCAR racing. I mean, I've talked to a few of the racers before, and one of the questions is, I mean, do you have the fear of something tragic happening? Obviously, one thing popped in my head when I saw this was Dale Earnhardt, what happened to him. And luckily that we have the good news, which is really the big key to all this. I mean, and they say, hey, we can't race in fear. That's what a lot of the drivers say. Hey, you can't race in fear. And really, what's kind of lost in is the fact that Denny Hamlin won back-to-back Daytonas, his third in 4 years, and then obviously part of Joe Gibbs Racing. And we got a little sound from them because obviously there was celebration, but they didn't realize what was going on. But obviously they have their thoughts and prayers. So let's hear from Joe Gibbs and then Denny Hamlin.
When everything happened at the end of the race, I knew that there was a race, but I never even focused over there. I was focusing on our car, and everybody started celebrating it around us. So I say to everybody out there, some people may have saw us and said, well, these guys are celebrating when there's a serious issue going on. So hopefully I apologize to everybody, but we really didn't know. We got in the winner's circle, and then that's when people told us later on the winner's circle. So I wanted to explain that to everyone. And it just makes it so hard. Such a close-knit community, everybody.
And I mean, obviously, not finding out anything about, the Sixes wreck until essentially Jamie told us, no start-finish interview. And so I knew it was bad. I knew, him crossing the track there was a bad scenario in the first place. But yeah, it just it's a weird balance of excitement and happiness for yourself, but obviously someone's health and their families bigger than any win in any sport. So we're just hoping for the best.
And of course, Denny Hamlin, he's a Chesterfield, Virginia native, which is outside of Richmond. And like I say, I mean, it's kind of one of those things. You're excited, you want to race, but then you don't know.
Sure.
You don't know what's going on with that.
Concern.
So obviously, Joe Gibbs were very classy in what their statement was, what they said there. Of course, a little bit later in sports, we'll have our racing insider, J.W. Martin. he's coming in, and we'll talk more about the situation with Daytona.
Very, very scary wreck. And when the Associated Press reported that roll cage that is supposed to protect those drivers in a situation like this, when it collapsed, they said that really ramps it up. And I, too, was thinking of the Intimidator. Worst case scenario there. Worth repeating again, the statement from the family is that it's non-life-threatening injuries, and that is a lot of prayers answered tonight.
Yes,
Amen
it is.
to that.
We'll continue to cover this, continue to follow the very latest.